Woods episode, probably within 10 miles or less.
That's me. This is not the Ellis Heaven, this is the original. This is where we were clacking some rocks and he threw a rock back at us. Here's the first howl of the Ellis Heaven. Speaker. Here's the second howl.
Remember, that's not a coyote. David Ellis has analyzed that. It is no known animal in North America. This is a scene from another road that's probably maybe 20 miles from our original area. And my headlights are on bright. And that's how dark and spooky that is. But on that night, we picked up this, and it's just waiting to hear. And now we're going to get into the night of October 11th, 2014. This is the reason we were on here in the woods. And subsequently, these woods are haunted. And John Kirk did an intro for us.
Hello, this is John Kirk. What you're about to hear are the actual events of October 11th, 2014 as they happened, told by the researchers themselves with mind-boggling audio recorded as the night unfolded. And now prepare yourself to join the Ohio Night Stalkers as they enter the darkness. It's time for you to meet Nocturnus Creatura, night creatures.
I hope you guys can hear this. We're pretty much working with what we got. Can you guys hear it in the back?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. We were there during the day. Here's a nice shot of the road during the daytime. And parts of this road are pretty spooky even during the daytime, but the road is about 5 miles long, very windy, very curvy. It's like driving 20, and it dead ends into all things a graveyard. Yeah, can't make this stuff up. And we were out there during the day. Mike got out and did some wood knocks and howls, and then here comes the rain. So we went into a town called West Union and pretty much hunkered down for several hours. Almost gave up, but then Mother Nature, the skies cleared, and we went out. Now the TV show has us going out during the daytime at the first location. Now it was about 9:30, 9:45 at night. But, this is from the first location. That was my son Jordan saying that was a scream. Now here's the David Ellis edit of that. David loops it like 5 or 6 times, that way you get a better chance of hearing it. Now that's the only thing we got at that spot. Everything quit. We waited probably a half hour. So we continued on down the road and ended up in the graveyard. And by that time, it's probably pushing, I don't know, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And we were there quite a while. Nothing was going on. I did some howls. And we almost gave up there until we heard some movement. We had bionic, ears. Heard something moving around us. Had some strange whistles going on. And then this happened. You're going to hear this thing go crazy. And the coyotes joined in with it. One of them sounds like it's being strangled. Now there is some language in this because it caught us off guard, because normally it doesn't just keep going like this.
Here's the coyote part.
Bigfoot, they say. That's the Bigfoot. He's coming. He's coming this way.
Okay, here's the graveyard. Ellis edited and cleaned up.
as Mike said, listen to things whooping at the end of this.
Got to be a primate to sound out of owl sound. Well, this is everything sort of suddenly happened to the graveyard. It quit, just like somebody flipped a switch. So we stayed there pretty much, we were just shocked at all that. And we stayed another 45 minutes, nothing happened, so we made our way out. Now it's one way in, one way out. So we came to this place we call the bridge. It's like a little metal bridge right there. And we almost left there. We got about a 3-minute coyote serenade, and then we had a really good recording. The original is really sort of high pitched because that creek, it rained so much, even though it's really small, was a raging river. So, but here you go. You can probably hear the coyote in there. Two separate animals. Now here's the Ellis added to that. Here's the whoops isolated there at the end of that. Once again, you got to be a primate to sound out a vowel sound. So that's everything from that location, and everything died out just like it had done the other two. So we continued on up the road to a place we call a turnaround. That's the only place on this road that's wide enough to turn around if you wanted to. Now we learned a lesson that night. His batteries died in his recorder, and so did mine. So now we have a toolbox at the very top of it. It's nothing but batteries. But we're thankful we got what we got. But Mike went over by the wood line to check something out. I'll let you let him tell you what happened.
So yeah, as soon as we went up there, we had like a turnout, and it's a massive area. You can see the ridges and stuff. So since I have a pretty good call, my son George said, "Hey Dad, why don't you do a call?" So once I crossed the road, I heard this loud snap, and I looked up, and up this ridge line, I seen this massive shoulder and head just do this one time. And then what freaked me out, because I'm getting goosebumps out of this thing mimicked me. Did it mimic my voice? No. But if you heard our story, we was there earlier in the day, it mimicked like my call. It did, but it was just so loud. It was like me. It was like I was, I don't know. That was me up there, and that freaked me out. And I could not see walking backwards. I almost passed out walking backwards. I was trying to, because we're in my SUV, I was trying to find it, and it freaked me out.
Yes, Mike did backpedal and almost fall over. So we went up the road and we stopped again. And this time, now the show did get it right. Jordan was asleep when we got to the graveyard. He was a teenager then, and he slept until those first howls happened. Then he woke up and was up the rest of the night, all of us. But at this location, we went down the road. We get out, and Jordan gets out, and Jordan's about 6'2". He's got a good call, like his dad. And Jordan cuts loose. The air's not even out of his lungs all the way, and we get 2 responses. The last recording I played pretty much sounded like that, but we had one on one side of the road, one on the other, which really alarmed me because, wow, we're being surrounded, and each time we have stopped, they have not only followed, but they are sort of closing the net. They are getting closer. And we're just sort of, just absolutely just in shock. And then there's another noise. There's a sound of air escaping, what I thought. And somebody's got a message. It's all right. It's okay. But anyway, I walk over to Mike's SUV because I'm thinking, oh no, he's probably driven over something. We got a tire leaking. And we don't want a flat tire in that location. No. So I walk over to his SUV. The air's not coming from any of his tires. It's not even coming from the SUV. It's coming from the wood line. So I walk over to the wood line, take a couple steps inside the wood line, because I'm hearing this noise. It's in front of me. Probably not even, if I'm standing here, it's probably that wall back there, maybe not even that far. But what I'm hearing isn't air escaping. There's something standing there in the darkness I can't see that is taking air into its lungs. I mean, I can't duplicate. It's like King Kong sucking air in. And I'm just standing there listening to this, trying to figure out what's going on. And it lets out I don't know if you want to call it a growl, a howl, whatever. But to me, it was like a final warning. I mean, if any of you went to a concert, people go to concerts here, you feel the bass and the drums hitting you in the chest. That's what this did. I hope they were good concerts, like heavy metal. Anyway, there you go. I see you. I got you. And I not only heard this sound like all of us, I felt it. I was closest. And that's where I turned, and in a very high-pitched voice of my own, I yelled out, "We're getting the F out of here now." And I drew my gun. I never fired a warning shot, as they showed on TV, but I had my gun to my side. I have a permit, by the way, because the woods here, or even that night, were even more out on the road. I mean, if this thing steps out of the wood line, it's going to be close enough to shake my hand. So we go running back to Mike's car. We look like the Keystone Cops trying to get back in the car. You kids in here, you'll have to YouTube that to find out what I'm talking about. But Mike almost drives off of the cliff. And you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So yeah, we all heard that, but as you can tell, Mike could feel that. You can see he's got goosebumps telling that. But we all get back in, and I literally just took off on my SUV, and I did this where it almost went like this. The one area the cliff is, if I would have rolled, I had to kill him, my own son, and it was just crazy. So we just speed up down the road as fast as we could.
And our adrenaline is through the roof. And we go up the road, we're like, stop. So we stop. Okay, is everybody in the car? Okay, everybody's in the car. We got our stuff. We're okay. Like trying to calm down. We're just sitting there. This is another thing that they got this wrong in the order on the TV show. This is where the deer comes out. This deer comes out and stops right in front of the car. I mean, right in front of it. And I look at Mike and go, wow, does this freaking thing want to ride or what? But it never looked at us. This vehicle was running, bright lights were on. It was looking that direction, the way we just came from. It snorted. It looks like it sort of pawed the ground a little bit. It backed up a little bit, swung out, and went the opposite way. So we drove the heck out of there. Now Mike we got about maybe 10 miles up the road. He wanted to go back and just drive down the road real fast. I'm like, no, we got out of there. I don't want a tree pushed down on us. Let's go home while we can. But that's what happened October 11th, 2014, and we will never forget it. You want to take us home?
Yes. Yeah, and this is the seed of us being here, because once that happened, we started doing library lectures. But yes, that's a true story. We call that the Super Bowl and World Series all in one, because we've been out. Like I said, I've been researching for a long time, and we never have nothing duplicate that. That we'll never forget that night. It was me, my son, and Mike. I want to thank you guys for being here. That is Mike Miller. I am Mike Feltner.
We have a few scriptures up.
We have a few shirts left. You want some? Come see us at our table.